Good morning, students. Yes, say your prayer. Thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students. So take your social science book. Yeah, take page number 181. So today we will discuss about weather and climate. So weather and climate. So these are the terms that are related to the atmospheric condition. So the weather and climate. So they are related with the atmospheric condition. So weather denotes the way the atmosphere behaves every day, and the climate reveals the average of weather conditions over a relatively long period of time. So weather means the atmospheric behavior every day. So the way which the atmosphere behaves every day, but the climate reveals the average of weather condition over a longer period of time. So weather and climate, so both denotes the atmospheric condition. But they are different. So weather is different from climate. So what is the difference? So before discussing the difference between weather and climate, just to recall what we have discussed in our previous class. So in our previous class we have discussed about atmosphere, so the composition and structure. So the composition, so name the permanent gases of the atmosphere. Nitrogen and oxygen. Then the other gases present in atmosphere were argon, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, ozone, hydrogen, krypton, xenon, methane, etc. And also water vapor. Then apart from that, some solid particles is also present in atmosphere. Then the structure of the atmosphere. So name the 5 layers of atmosphere. Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. So in these layers, in which layer the ozone layer is seen? Stratosphere. Then in which layer so weather phenomenon take place? Troposphere. So that's why it was also called as weather making layer. Then we discussed about mesosphere, then thermosphere. So thermosphere. So in this there is a layer which contains ions and free electrons. So which layer is that? Ionosphere. So ionosphere is a part of thermosphere. Then finally we discuss about the exosphere. So this zone is characterized by Aurora Australis and Aurora Borealis. Okay, so we have discussed the 5 layers of atmosphere. So first we discuss so what is atmosphere, then the composition of atmosphere, then the structure of atmosphere. Okay, so today's class we will discuss about the factors that influence weather and climate. So before that, just know about the difference between the weather and climate. So weather already I told. So the day-to-day behavior of atmosphere. So the day-to-day atmosphere behavior is called as weather, while climate means the average weather condition over a longer period of time. So what are the other differences? So first, weather. So weather is the study of atmospheric condition for short duration over small area. So weather is the study of atmospheric condition for short duration over a small area, while climate. So climate is the study of average weather condition observed over a longer period of time for a larger area. So nearly for 25 to 35 years. So if you want to study about climate means you have to observe the weather condition nearly for 30 to 35 years. Okay, but weather you just look at the short duration. So the weather changes very often, hour to hour and day to day. So climate is more or less permanent and remains same always. So weather condition so changes very often. So from hour to hour it change, and day to day it change. So climate so more or less permanent. So weather, so a place can experiences different types of weather condition in a day. So a place, so a short area can experience a different type of weather conditions in a day. Say for example, a day with a hot morning can heavy a rain noon. Okay, so a day with a hot morning can have a rainy noon. So we experience often it now. So while you are coming to school in the morning hours, it is very hot, yeah. But in the evening, so while you want to leave the school, there is heavy rain, yeah. So that is the change, yeah. So it is often, yeah. So this is called as weather condition. So this is called as weather changing, yeah. But climate, a place can experience almost the same type of climate, yeah. So say for example, so compare the difference between the climate of India and also northern part of Russia, yeah. So northern part of Russia always have cool climate because it is located near to polar region, yeah. But if you take India, so the climate, so the weather condition when compared to Russia, it is cool, sorry, it is very hot, okay va? Then weather data is collected every day in the observatories. So climate is the average of weather data. So weather data is collected every day in the observatories, yeah. So daily, so they are in the news channel, so they are telling the weather condition now, yeah. So that is the weather data. So climate is average of the weather data. Then study of weather is called meteorology. Then climate, so study of climate is called as climatology. So these are the differences between the weather and climate. So weather, nothing but, so the study of atmospheric condition for short duration over small area, while climate is the study of average weather condition observed over a longer period of time over large area, yeah. So weather, so changes suddenly, yeah. So from day to day, hot to hot. But climate, it is not like that, yeah. So it is more or less same, okay va? So study of weather is called as meteorology. Then study of climate is called as climatology. What are the factors that influence weather and climate? Yeah, there are several factors that influence weather and climate, yeah. So what are they? So distance from the equator, altitude, nearness to the sea, nature of the prevailing wind, mountain barrier, cloud cover, ocean current, and natural vegetation, okay. So these are the factors that influence weather and climate. So distance from the sea, altitude, nearness to the sea, nature of the prevailing wind, mountain barrier, cloud cover, ocean current, and natural vegetation, yeah. So let us discuss one by one. So first, distance from the equator. So what is equator line? Yeah, the imaginary line which draw on the center of the earth, yeah, that is that around the earth. So that is the latitudinal line, okay va? So that divides earth into two half, yeah. So northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, yeah. So since the earth is sphere in shape, so sun rays won't fall equally from the north pole to south pole, okay va? So the sun rays fall vertically on the equator. So the rays are inclined on the regions away from the equator, yeah. So the equatorial region, so receives vertical sun rays, while the regions apart from equator receives slanting rays, yeah. So that the near the poles, due to the spherical shape of the earth, yeah. So the equator region receives vertical rays, but in the near the poles, the slanting rays are received. So because of the spherical shape of the earth, so the vertical rays heat up the earth more than the inclined rays, yeah. So the vertical rays, so which hits the equatorial region, heats up the equatorial region more than the slanting rays in the polar region, yeah. So that's why the places near the equator are warm than the places which are far away from the equator, yeah. So if you go to equatorial region, so the climate is warm. But if you go to polar region, so the climate is cold. Why means? Because the polar region receives inclined rays, yeah, whereas the equatorial region receives vertical rays, yeah. So that's why there is a difference between the temperature, the climate in equatorial region and also in polar region, okay. So this is the reason. So distance from the equator. Then second one, altitude. So altitude means, so the height above mean sea level, so from the sea level, so height, okay, so height above the sea level. So the temperature decreases at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer of height, so if you go higher altitude means, so the temperature get reduced at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer, yeah. So this is called as normal lapse rate, okay. So places at a higher altitude have lower temperature. So that's why if you go to hill stations, you feel very cold climate, yeah. So you can see in this picture, yeah. So from the sea level to upper level, so the temperature is getting reduced, okay. So from the mean sea level to the hilly region, yeah. So the temperature reduced at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer, Okay, wow. So that is called as normal lapse rate. Yeah. So the places at higher altitude have a lower temperature. So altitude also play an important role in influencing the climate and weather condition. Then the nearness to the sea. So the climate of a place varies, so differs according to its nearness to the sea. So the climate of a place differ according to its nearness to the sea. So places near the coast experiences equable climate. So equable climate means almost temperature is same. So due to the influence of the wind from sea. So places near the coastal area experiences a equable climate. So because of the influence of the wind from the sea. So places located inland, that is interior, so that is far from sea, does not experience moderate influence of the sea. Such places experiences a continental type of climate. So places near the coastal area experiences equable climate. So because of the influence of the wind from the sea. But the places located interior of the continent, so interior, that is far from the sea, does not experience the moderating influence of the sea. Such places experiences a continental type of climate. So during daytime, so the land mass get heated more rapidly than the oceans. So if you take in coastal regions, the land mass get heated more rapidly than the oceans during daytime. So heated air ascends and this causes low pressure on the adjoining ocean. So heated air ascends, so this causes low pressure on the adjoining ocean. Therefore, the wind blow from ocean to land in the afternoon. Okay, wow. So the heated air ascends and this causes low pressure on the adjoining ocean. So therefore, the wind blow from ocean to land in the afternoon. So if you take in the atmosphere, so if you take in the climate conditions, if the temperature rises means pressure get reduced. If the temperature get reduced means so pressure become more. So what is the theory? So high pressure always move towards low pressure. So high pressure always move towards low pressure. So that's why the wind blows from ocean to land in the afternoon. Okay, so that's why the wind blows from ocean to land. So because during daytime, so the temperature in land is more, so that the pressure is low. But if you take in the ocean, the temperature is low, pressure is high. So the wind blows from ocean to land. So this is called as sea breeze. So the sea breeze helps in reducing the temperature of the coastal region, especially during the summer season. So the sea breeze. So this process is called as sea breeze, which helps in reducing the temperature of the coastal region, especially during the summer season. During the night time, the land cools more rapidly than ocean. So during night time, the land cools faster than ocean. So cold air sinks and forms high pressure. So cold air sinks and forms high pressure, since land become cool speedily when compared to ocean. So high pressure is formed in the land region. So the wind blow from land to sea during night, and this is called as land breeze. Okay, so during daytime, so sea breeze, that is the wind blow from ocean to land. So because ocean have high pressure and land have low pressure, so the wind blow from ocean to land. So because of the temperature difference. And also in the night time, so the wind blow from land to sea, because land have high pressure and sea have low pressure. So this is called as land breeze. Okay, so nearness to sea. So the coastal region experiences a varying climate. So when compared to interior of the continent, so the coastal region enjoys some equable climate. Then nature of the prevailing wind. So the wind changes the climate of a place based on from where they blow. So the wind that changes the climate of a place based on from where they blow. When wind blows from a warm region, it makes the place warm. So when the wind blows from a warm region, so from hot region, it makes the place warm. And if the wind blows from a colder region, it makes it cold. So when the wind blows from warm region, it makes the place warm, while the wind when blows from colder region, it makes it cold. The onshore wind, that is the wind from coastal region, causes rainfall, making the place cool, whereas the offshore wind bring dry weather. So the onshore wind, so the wind from the coastal region, so from the coast, from the sea, causes rainfall in the coastal region and make the place cool, whereas the offshore wind bring dry weather. So the cyclones that are formed in the where? Oceans. So they bring cold wind. So they bring cold wind. Same wind if blow from land to sea means what happen? It make the weather dry. So the onshore wind, so the wind from ocean, the wind from the ocean side cause rainfall, making the place cool, whereas the wind from land side, so from the offshore, bring dry weather. So that is the nature of the prevailing wind. So the wind changes the climate of a place based on from where they blow. If blow from warmer region, it makes the place warm, while it blows from colder region means it makes the region cold. Then mountain barrier. So barrier means nothing but an obstacle that prevents the movement of something. So mountains act as a natural barrier. So the location of the mountains influence the climate of a place. So the mountain chains, so like the Western Ghats or Himalayas, act as a natural barrier for the wind. Sometimes they prevent the entry of cold wind into the country or the escape of monsoon wind, thus having a great influence of the climate. So sometimes, so the mountain chain prevent the entry of cold wind into the country. So say for example, so India, so we have Himalayas in the northern part. So in northern India, so we have Himalayas. So that prevent the entry of cold wind from North Pole. Okay, so Himalayas act as a natural barrier. So and also, so the Western Ghats, so that prevent the southwest monsoon wind. So that's why if you see in the coastal region of Western Ghats, so western part of India receives more rainfall in the southwest monsoon season. So you will learn about it in your higher classes. So in 10th standard you will learn about so the monsoon wind. Okay, so the mountain barriers, so they prevent the entry of cold wind into the country or the escape of monsoon wind. So thus they have a great influence over the climate. So the mountain barriers, so the windward side of the mountain which faces the prevailing wind, so it receives heavy rainfall. You can see in this picture. So windward side, leeward side. So windward side, so it is the side of the mountain which faces the prevailing wind. So here it receives heavy rainfall. So the leeward side, it is also called as rain shadow region. So the leeward side of the mountain is the side sheltered from the wind because the mountain acts as the barrier. So the wind, so that collect ocean water and forms cloud in the windward side of the mountain. Because the mountain prevents the further blowing of wind. So the leeward side, so which does not receive, which do not get much wind, receives very less rainfall. So the mountain barrier, so the mountain also act as a natural barrier and thus they have an influence over the climate. So mountain barrier. Then cloud cover. So cloud reflect a large amount of radiation from the sun. So radiation, so the sun rays reaches the earth by the process of radiation. So cloud reflect a large amount of radiation from the sun. So this prevent the entry of heat to the earth surface. So cloud reflect. So cloud prevent the entry of heat to the earth surface. So in areas generally of cloudless sky like the deserts, temperature is very high. So cloud also act as a temperature barrier. So on the other hand, under cloudy sky the temperature is low. So cloud reflect a large amount of radiation from the sun. So this prevents the entry of heat to the earth surface. So that in the areas generally with cloudless sky, so like deserts, so temperature is high. On the other hand, under cloudy sky the temperature is low. Then ocean current. So ocean current, so nothing but so the movement of ocean water, so on the surface and at the depth is called as ocean current. Okay, so you will learn about ocean current in next lesson, that is in hydrosphere. So the warm ocean current raise the temperature of the nearby coastal areas, while the cold current lower the temperature of a place. So the warm current, so that blows from equator to polar region. The cold current that blows from polar region to equatorial region. So the warm current, the warm ocean current rise the temperature of the nearby coastal area, while the cold current lower the temperature of a place. Then the last one, natural vegetation. So till now we have discussed about the factors that means the weather and climate. Yeah, so the last one is natural vegetation. So natural vegetation means the forest cover. Yeah, so the trees release water vapor into the air and makes it cool. So thus the forest areas have lower range of temperature throughout the year in contrast to non-forested areas. Yeah, you itself experienced it. So if you go to an area where more trees are seen during summer season, you feel somewhat cool. Why? Because the trees release water vapor into the air so that the temperature become cool. Yeah, same way if you go to non-forested area during summer season means what you feel? Yeah, you feel temperature is more. But at the same time if you go to a mountainous region or a forest region, so how you feel? Yeah, you feel very cold. Why? Because the trees release water vapor into the air and makes it cool. Yeah, so that is natural vegetation. Okay, so we have discussed about the difference between weather and climate and the factors influence the weather and climate. So what are the factors that influence weather and climate? Yeah, distance from the equator, altitude, nearness to the sea, nature of the prevailing wind, mountain barrier, cloud cover, ocean current and natural vegetation. Okay, so you have understand? Yeah, good. So if you have any doubt, so contact me. Yeah, so textbook reading. So take your book, come to page number 182. Yeah, read that differentiation column. So weather and climate. Then homework. So take page number 190. Yeah, third round letter. So second question, then third question. Mention the factors that affect the climate. Then third one, write a short note on lapse rate. So second question, page number 181. Yeah, so write that the many factors that influence weather and climate. So they gave 8 points. Distance from the equator, altitude, nearness to the sea, nature of the prevailing wind, mountain barrier, cloud cover, ocean current and natural vegetation. Yeah, so that is the answer for second question. Then third question, write a short note on the lapse rate. Take page number 182. So below that the weather and climate box, so you can see the heading altitude. In that, so altitude refers to the height above mean sea level. The temperature decreases at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer of height. This is called as normal lapse rate. So this is the answer for third question. So write it. So if you have any doubt in this topic, so please contact me. So thank you. Have a nice day.